Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. If any of you stepped out the door this morning already, you probably felt that chill in the air. I know I did. I wasn't, for some reason, I mean, we talk about the weather every single morning.
Sure.
And still, sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe that it was feeling nice and crisp out there, especially because yesterday we were feeling that humidity. I know we had talked about it, Russell and I went outside after my shift yesterday, walked around, and I was like, whew, things are pretty humid out here.
Yesterday, you step out there, the morning wasn't too bad, but throughout the day, you're like, okay, you're back in a sauna mode again.
Yes.
And this morning, it's like, whoop, okay, let's go back in reverse.
Yeah, we keep swinging back and forth. But this one feels nice this morning. You might just want to grab a light jacket or a sweater out the door before you go to work or school or anything like that. Will we be seeing any big warm-ups today? How does that look?
Probably
right now?
not as much today. We're going to be in the low to mid 70s, same story tomorrow, but the weekend, not so much.
It's a different story.
Yeah,
Got a lot going on this week.
A lot going on next week. But next week, though, we'll get back to mostly sunny skies, so we're not looking too bad.
Awesome. So before we dive into the rest of your forecast, Dustin, we do have a very interesting story out of Kinston. They are planning there are new plans in the works for a new BMX park at one of the mill locations in Kinston. This has been in the works for a while. I know City Council discussed it during their meeting just the other day. But this is going to be a pretty huge attraction to Kinston, considering that this would be one of the first, if not only, indoor BMX parks in this side of the state.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting.
Absolutely, and I think it's shows effort that there's more than just going outside walking on a boardwalk or on the skateboarding outside. You can kind of bring it inside, so some good stuff with that.
Totally, yeah. So let's take a look at what the plans in place are right now, what it's looking like, and when we could potentially see this BMX park totally open up.
The ramps you see here will one day have a new home where kids and adults alike can enjoy them in Kinston. They're part of a new BMX park that will be at the Old Glen Raven Mill at 800 Manning Street. The mill will transform into Caswell Mill Park. Kevin Albritton is one of the main organizers of the project to open the park. He says the kids here will absolutely love this.
So it's going to be a great opportunity for the youth. I basically want to be the guide that I needed as a kid for the kid that may be sitting at home that's maybe more of an individual type of sports kid.
The Smart Kinston Foundation proposed the project and will be spearheading the development. The BMX park is only one of 3 phases of it. Phases 2 and 3 will launch community arts and events expansion at the old mill. Kinston's Mayor Pro Tem Antonio Hardy says a huge plus to the park is that it's entirely funded by fundraising and private sources.
People feel like when you're dealing with building anything, it's going to affect the taxpayers. So now that we know that it's not going to affect them at all, it's a big bonus for us and the community.
The BMX part of Caswell Mill Park will be called Olympic Park, and it could open as early as late next year. It will feature after-school programs and camps. It appears to be a done deal for it to get moving.
We have the support of the council now, and we definitely have the support of the city, and it's basically just making it happen at this point.
And it's a project that city leaders are ready to see come to fruition.
We're excited, the whole council is excited, and we're looking forward to BMX here in Kinston.
I think this is a really exciting attraction to have in Kinston. I know what I also really loved hearing in this story as well is that it won't cost residents a dime to help create it. It's all through fundraising and other different grants and whatnot. So really exciting to see that they're going to have another place where young adults, children, everyone can kind of connect and be together as a community. And I also love the idea that it's not only going to be just a BMX park, but also a space where they can hold other kind of events and community groups there, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, especially like I know in college towns back in where I went to college in Virginia, it was like skate park, BMX bar. It's like, okay, so they're like attracting to the young and college crowd, I guess. And then, I don't know. I mean, besides Lenore County Community College out there, there's a lot of students I'm sure can get a lot of burn of energy off after it. So good stuff to see that.
Absolutely. All right, Dustin. So let's talk weather now. We've got a pretty nice day for us today, but you do have a lot to talk about with this coming weekend. Just some rain that we probably don't want to be hearing, knowing that it's the weekend, but
yeah,
it's much needed.
It is, and it's Mumfest weekend, so the last thing you want to worry about is staying out in the rain and wind. And of course, watch the forecast carefully, watch their things, because depending if they're going to continue rain or shine, like they said.
Right.
So of course the wind, a little different story with that as well. But yeah, we got a nice start in our News River camera this morning. They're outside of New Bern, of course, just across the bridge, heading into Vanceboro and vice versa into New Bern, looking pretty good. Love to see those hues of yellow, orange, and pink cotton candy look to the sky, like to call it as out there. So overall, not looking too bad outside there. A little cool, a lot of your locations. More clouds along the coastline that's going to be at play here for several days on in for the coast. Right now, again, maybe some sun breaks in between, but not looking too bad out there. Upper 60s, closing in on 70 for the Hatteras community there. Meanwhile, low to mid 50s north of Greenville up to the state line. It wouldn't surprise me if we pop a 49 here in the next little bit, but overall, that cool weather definitely makes the temperatures a lot cooler. 10, 15, almost 20 degrees cooler for a lot of places this morning here, and that's where that humidity change comes into play. It makes it feel less as humid, but feels pretty comfortable despite the breeze at play. 10 to 15 miles an hour. We got a few gusts up to 20, near 25 early. We had some closing on 30 miles gusts this morning, so going to be seeing some higher gusts of wind coming in later on this weekend and early next week. Right now we're quiet here, not much of the way of any rainfall, but we did see some rain yesterday, some pockets of some heavy downpours north of the Albemarle Sound. That cold front kind of stalled off, which is now prompting that coastal low to develop here over the weekend. So we'll have to watch that carefully, and it's going to be something to be mindful of too. Gulf is quiet. That little system outside of Mexico, heading into Mexico, no longer being tracked by the National Hurricane Center. So other than that, ample sunshine here inland. We'll get a few maybe high cirrus clouds mixed in, but for the most part, it's going to be just a nice chilly start. We talked about did you turn the heat on or no? Not yet.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I haven't done it.
Might be the week tomorrow morning, not in the morning. We got make it close to some 40s out there.
Oh boy,
so
yeah.
some upper 40s.
That might be the case for me
there you
then.
Go. So we may see some upper 40s tomorrow morning for some of you, but not everybody. So keep that in mind. Coastal communities here, we do have some clouds coming in a bit, but that wind is holding about 10 to 25 miles an hour. Take a look at some of the hazards over the next several days, really through next week. That rain, not really a concern, but coastal flooding, that wind, also watching for that. But inland flooding, not really a huge issue with anything, but something you want to be mindful of as you get ready for the upcoming week. So for today, let's break things down for you. No issues, no rain, just a little wind out there, a little cool in the 70s. It may feel like the upper 60s at times, thanks to that northeast component to the wind. Tomorrow morning, some low 50s, maybe some upper 40s for some of you, but overall not looking too bad to begin the start of the week, into the weekend of the weekend itself. Maybe a few stray showers here or there along the coastline, but most will stay quiet. Wider perspective of that, here's the coastal low itself there, moving its way up to the north here. So we'll probably see rain inland locations start out, say, post-noon through all evening. Coastal counties, say south and east of New Bern over to Carteret County, Pamlico County, Carteret County, Craven County, rather, I'm trying to say, may see rain start out north of Hyde and Dare County as well. But Saturday afternoon, soaking wet. It's going to be windy. Sunday morning, it's going to be wet. It's going to be windy. So really, overall, it is not going to be the sunniest of the weekends or the most beautiful weekends in mind. But overall, though, that wind is holding steady right there, 20 to 30 miles along the coast, 10 to 25 inland. So tomorrow morning it's going to be a lot windier than it is this morning out there, so definitely something to be mindful of. Holding sustained winds. If you see 25 sustained, your gust forecast could only mean, we're going to get higher than that. Maybe some 40 to 45 mile an hour gusts later in the day on Friday. So it's going to get pretty windy Saturday, especially too, as that wind really gets cranking as that coastal low starts to move up. So we have to watch out possibly for some power outages. Unfortunately, the last thing you want to hear with that too. As you go towards the weekend, not much rain until post noon for everybody. When everything's all set together, a good 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches for some. But again, mostly inland spots will get a good inch at max. With that too. The humidity is going to go back up starting this weekend, but go back down for next week, so looking pretty okay with that as well. The rip currents, again, we've got moderate for the Crystal Coast. Both southern and northern Outer Banks are monitoring at a high level risk. So unfortunately, excuse me, the risk of water, getting in the water is probably not ideal. More so on the sand, maybe if you're heading out to any boating, maybe want to do more closer to the sounds than further out in the ocean. Coastal forecast showcase those temperatures in the low to mid 70s. In the locations here, 60s for Saturday. It's a little cool out there. It's going to be cool, wet, windy heading into Sunday. The king tide's going to come to an end, so that helped things slowly calm those rip currents down, but still a coastal low could trigger some more rip current risk into Monday as well. As that thing moves well off to the north, we're going to bring in some much drier air for the next week.
All right, Dustin, so today looking pretty good with everything. No real weather concerns when it comes to the commuting hours. So this morning and this afternoon and even post-work or post-school activities sound like they're going to be good to go today. It just sounds like the weekend is going to be a little bit of a concern for many. I know we'll be at Mumfest this weekend, or you'll be at Mumfest, right?
Sunday.
Sunday, okay, yes. So I'll be there Saturday. We're really excited to be there. The weather obviously might be a little bit chaotic, but as long as you have your jacket, rain jacket. I know Russell and I were reminding everyone yesterday not to use an umbrella during this time.
No, you'll become Mary
That's not
Poppins.
a good idea. That'll bring even more chaos to the function, but we're really looking forward to meeting everyone out there. Hopefully we have a really great event. I know you did mention some possibilities of coastal flooding as well. If you're not heading out to the festival, just other things to kind of look out for this weekend in terms of the rain.
It is, yeah. The rain's not going to be as heavy. I mean, we'll get some steady pockets here and there. Maybe a rumble of thunder if we're lucky to even get that, but no major severe weather, no tornadoes, no hail, nothing like that. Just those gusty winds. That's the only thing to watch. So like the power outages is the only thing really watching out for. Now, if we had a lot more rain with this, all that saturated ground will then cause trees to come down. But, you know, I think we'd rather have a lot more wind than a lot more rain and wind put together. But, you know, here we are.
And even after that, I mean, we've been talking about it for a little while now, the drought conditions out there. So this rain could bring a little bit of relief there. How much rain are we expecting to see throughout the weekend?
Probably about a good 1 to 3 inches. So I know folks back towards I-95 really need that rain a lot more than the coastline because they keep getting rain every so often. Whereas the in locations, like, come on, share a little bit with this.
Share the wealth, please.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like a lot, but this maybe helped just a little bit with that. So.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. Well, just want to say thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We do want to say hello and good morning to everyone in our comment section. Thank you so much for sending us some messages. From David White, you're down in Windsor. Good morning to you. Shelba in Teachey, North Carolina, as well as George. Good morning to you as well. Thanks for joining us again. Glad to hear you're enjoying the weather out there. I am too. I know I went outside at the end of the show and I was like, ooh, maybe I needed to wear my jacket at the end of this, but it feels really great out there, nice and crisp, that fall air that we've been waiting for.
Well deserved, absolutely. The scorching hot summer, 100-degree heat indices. I don't see 90s, maybe a couple 80s, but we might be in the tail end of our 80s
I'm
here,
fine
so.
if it's like low 80s, low humidity, that's really nice. But we are getting kind of deep into fall, so. We want to say hello to those sweater weather temperatures.
There you go.
All right. Well, we'll be back again at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update. Hope you can join us then. But other than that, have a wonderful Thursday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.